If you want to be in the same room as very powerful and well-connected music library CEOs, then this is the event you do not want to miss out on, okay? Big announcement today. I am now officially launching and releasing the early bird discounted rates for Sync Up. If you have not heard of Sync Up, it's actually my first in-person event that I've ever organized with Sync My Music. And this is going to be an amazing, amazing event. I think it's going to be one of a kind and hopefully an annual event that we can go to different cities all around the country and maybe even internationally. But the point of this event is for you, the composer, the producer, to be able to directly communicate, ask questions, and submit music to music library CEOs and start building those very powerful and necessary direct relationships. That is the entire point of Sync Up. Of course, we're going to be able to meet each other. I'm going to be able to get to meet many of you for the first time, and you guys are going to meet each other and start creating some hopefully lifelong friendships and bonds that can serve you well into the future in your music licensing career. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys who we have scheduled, like which music library CEOs are contracted and confirmed will be there. We'll talk about our schedule and what kind of topics we're going to have brought up during the two-day event, and what the 3 different ticket options are for you if you want to participate in this. Now, just know you can attend virtually if you can't make it in person. I will talk to you guys about what's included in a virtual ticket. But a big caveat I have to put out here is these are going to be early bird discounted rates only for current Sync Academy, Sync Edge, and Pro Feedback members, okay? So if you're watching this video on YouTube, there will be no link below for you to go get a early bird discounted ticket. That link is only available to members, okay? So you can join us and you can get access to these, but you do need to be on our platforms to get access to those links. And this discounted window, these discounted rates will last until March 1st. So you basically have a week and a half to take advantage of these rates. So please don't email me afterwards saying, hey, I saw some video, you know, your ticket prices were a lot cheaper on that video and now they went up. Yes, they will be going up on March 1st. March 1st, they will be available to the general public, but they will not be at this discounted rate that you're going to see in this video, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to explain to you why you might want to consider joining us for this really cool event. 4 big reasons, essentially, why this is going to be something that could potentially help you break through into some new circles, into some new relationships, and network your way into some really powerful positions in this industry, okay? Number 1, of course, making connections. When you're in person with people, you obviously know it's a whole different level, you know, a deeper level than just talking to people online, emailing, Zoom sessions, all that kind of stuff. Seeing somebody in real life, you know, and having a 3D person in front of you, you can actually create some amazing relationships. We have many Sync Academy members that even just on the virtual platform that we have are able to connect with each other and start getting their music distributed in each other's libraries. So we have that already happening virtually, but I think when you come into in a room and you start networking and making friendships with people directly and exchanging phone numbers and all that good stuff, you will be able to exponentially expand that power to be able to work with each other. Of course, I would love to meet all of you guys. I hope that you would want to meet me. So that's going to be really cool just to be able to hang out and bond and just have a good time. And this is really just going to be a fun event overall. It's going to be educational. It's definitely going to be geared at helping you guys get relationships and networks created. But if we're not having fun during this event, we're not doing it right. So I definitely want to make sure this is going to be a really fun kind of a party atmosphere for us, okay? Number 2, you're going to discover some of the latest trends, and not just from me, from what I'm seeing. I definitely do let you guys know what I see, but I'm actually going to have a lot of our library CEOs, which I will reveal in just a minute here. I'm going to have them be guest speakers. So they're actually going to get in front of you guys and tell you directly what they're seeing, both in terms of what the industry is wanting these days, how AI is affecting our business, and what kind of tools you should be considering to bring on board and to start using, and also how libraries need to start using AI to better serve their clients. It's not a technology we need to be freaked out or afraid of, but something we need to get curious about and incorporate into our businesses, okay? So you're going to discover some of the stuff that's going on this year that can serve you well. If you want to, you can actually get live feedback from me. This is going to be one of those optional upgrades to your ticket, and I'll explain in just a minute how you can do that. But there's 2 ways you can get feedback from me, and both of them will be live with me, so you can essentially just ask me questions and talk to me, okay? One will be during a Zoom session a few weeks before the event. This will give you a chance to have a couple of days to update, change, revise your track, get the mixing and mastering a little bit more on par. Whatever I tell you I feel that you can improve upon, gives you a little bit of time to be able to improve that, So then when you come to the event and you want to submit your music to one of these libraries, which you can do, you'll have that time. The other option is you can actually have me help you. I'll review your track live in the room in front of the entire audience. Now, I know some of you guys, it takes a lot of courage to be able to do that, but don't worry, I'll be positive, I'll be gentle, I will be productive with my notes for your music, okay? But it's not for everybody, I totally get that. But you have a choice on whether you want to do a Zoom session with me a few weeks before or at the event live in the same room with me. You can actually ask me your questions and ask for any clarification as I'm reviewing your track live at the event, okay? Now, here's the big benefit of this event that you do not want to skip out on. You will be able to pitch your music to any music library CEO that is attending this event. Now, not only do you get to have a private submission portal, I'm actually going to put one just for members that join and come to this event, also including those of you that attend virtually. There's an option for you guys to do it as well, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But not only will you be able to pitch your music to these library CEOs, but I have actually contracted them in their agreements to show up to this event. In their agreement, they have agreed to, in writing, that they will guarantee, listen, and consider adding your music to their catalog, okay? So I know some of you guys have submitted music to libraries and you get nothing. You get crickets, you get no reply, and you don't even know if they heard your music, and you have this big question mark. Well, at SyncUp, you can guarantee that any library CEO you submit to, they are obligated to listen and consider adding your tracks to their catalog. And you will be able to put your email address so they can reach out to you directly in the submission portal that I'll create for you. Of course, they get to decide whether or not they do accept you. Your music has to be on par for them and they have to feel like they can get you placements. But you can guarantee that your tracks will be considered and will be listened to. Now, you can send your music to a few different library CEOs if you want to, but what you cannot do, though, is send the same tracks to multiple library CEOs. That's not going to be allowed. I will be keeping an eye on these submissions to make sure that doesn't happen. But let's say you have 2 different albums, or you have 6 tracks in one genre, 6 tracks in another, and there's 2 different library CEOs at the event that you want to potentially partner with. You're absolutely more than welcome to do that if you'd like, okay? And we'll talk about how that works actually in just a minute. So let's get into the big reveal of which music library CEOs have contracted and have confirmed that they will be at this event. Most of them will be in person. We have a couple that'll attend virtually, but these are the ones that we have confirmed so far. There may be more joining us. As you guys know, I will be there, of course, and I'm really excited to meet you guys, but I'm not delusional. I know most of you guys really want to meet and talk to and ask questions for music library CEOs. And so these are the gentlemen that we have so far attending this. Again, there might be more added. Mike Giannotto, most of you guys have seen him. You guys know him. He is actually one of our Sync Academy professionals. He's also a pro in pro feedback. So he's been giving pro feedback to many of our members for the last over a year, actually. So he's an amazing guy. He's actually been a composer and a producer in this business long before I even got started. So Mike is an OG. He's actually an old school guy, but now he's actually got a really amazing and powerful music library called Reverse Play. And we're actually going to show you a little trailer here of some of the placements they've received so you can see how big and legitimate Mike is in this business.
Who the hell are you guys?
So Mike and Reverse Play obviously getting some major placements in this business. Films, commercials, TV shows, you name it. So he's a great guy, and he's somebody you really definitely want to listen to. He's going to be one of our guest speakers talking about some of the trends happening in this business. So he's actually going to be one of our first guest speakers at the event. Perry Fierhaus. Now, if you guys have not heard of Epic Music is actually the library that I've primarily worked with through my syndicate education and mentorship program. He and his team at Epic are amazing, and they are highly connected in the sports world. So you name a major sports league, NHL, MLB, NBA, you name it, he and his team have a hand in those worlds, and they have gotten so many placements for our members, and they've done really great for us, and they've also done a lot of amazing national campaign commercials. Okay, so Perry is a heavyweight in this business. He's got some great deep connections in this industry, and he's an amazing guy. I'm really excited to actually meet him for the first time. We've been working with him for many years, but we were never able to meet in person. So actually, I will be able to meet him for the first time. So I'm really excited, and it was really cool that he opened up his schedule to be able to join us for a really amazing panel we're going to have him here for. Okay, now Trevor Llewellyn, this is also maybe a familiar name and face for you guys. Trevor's been on this channel. He is a Sync Academy pro. He's also one of our pros in pro feedback. Trevor, just like myself and Mike, was a composer and a producer, and he still does some of his own producing and composing, but now he's a music library owner with Get It Done Music. Get It Done is an amazing company to work with and to partner with. What I love about Trevor, as you can see, he's very busy. He's getting a lot of placements for his composers and members. But what I love most about Trevor is because he understands what it's like to be a composer and a producer. He is so transparent with his members. He's so encouraging to them. He always keeps in touch with them, and he understands that putting in a lot of face time with his supporting and composing submitting rather members and producers is such an important value to him and his company. So Trevor's a solid dude in this company. He's going to actually give a little bit of a speech on AI and how artificial intelligence can really help us in our careers and in sync licensing, and how it's really coming in and influencing our industry. So you definitely don't want to miss out on his guest speaking at the event. Troy McCubbin. Now, Troy is a part of Alloy Tracks. If you've not heard of Alloy Tracks, one of the biggest libraries out in Los Angeles. I was really, really grateful that he decided that he was able to join us for this. Just take a look, guys, at some of these huge titles, these movies that he has been a part of. The new Sonic movie, Jurassic World Dominion, Batman, Free Guy, Mandalorian, Dexter. I don't really have to say much, I don't think. This is some of the top in our sync licensing industry. So if you want to hear directly from somebody like Troy about what is it like getting these placements, what are these clients looking for, what is the selection process, how do you get through all the barriers to get these amazing, huge placements, Troy is going to be an amazing asset. He's going to be there for one of our panels where all the library CEOs join us together, where you get to ask your questions and talk to them. And yes, you can submit your music to somebody like Troy through this event. AJ Gundel, next up. He's actually been on my channel before. AJ's a solid dude. He's also a former songwriter and composer himself, and he's got this really amazing library called Future Hits. He called it Future Hits because he only accepts music with vocals. He is a primary vocal-oriented library, as I've been talking to you guys about on this channel for the last couple of weeks. Vocal music is going to be huge in demand, and AJ is well positioned with his library to be able to already be taking advantage of a lot of those placement opportunities that need vocals. He calls it Future Hits because he wants every track in his catalog to sound like it could have been a future hit. It could have been on the radio back in the day when radio was still pretty relevant, but these days it could have been a viral hit that went all over the world on social media. And I don't have to say much about his clients. Obviously, you can take a look for yourself. Fox Sports, ABC, Kmart, CBS, MTV, Netflix, Nintendo, HBO, right? Okay, so these are all brand names, huge companies that he's worked for. So AJ is also one of these guys. He's been in this industry forever, so he knows so much about it. He knows a lot more than I do, actually. So I'm excited to pick his brain. He'll actually attend us the conference virtually. So I'm going to have him on a Zoom session starting on Sunday, the second day. So we're really excited to have him there. Carlos Rios, last but not least, he's not a music library CEO, but he works for a little company you might have heard of called Universal. Universal Production Music is the biggest, pretty much, production music library in the world. Now, he's working down in Mexico City, so he's basically taking care of the Mexico branch of what they're doing. And he's a client manager. If you don't know what a client manager is, it's essentially his job is to go to all the TV and film clients and ask them, what do you want? What would make your lives easier? What kind of music should we start catering to you so that you place more of your music in your productions? How valuable is that for us to know on this side of the industry of what clients are looking for, what makes them happy, what makes them mad, what makes them just pull their hair out because they're just getting frustrated. So just having this conversation with Carlos is going to really inform us very professionally in terms of how we can best put our music together to serve our library partners so that they can serve their clients. So the name of the game with all of these guys joining us is creating this kind of open communication between all the different parties in this industry so that we're all better serving each other and getting our sort of not wasting each other's time and making sure that if we're putting a lot of effort into our careers, it's going into the right hands, it's going in the right manner so that we can potentially get some amazing placements that way. As you guys know, I always talk about service mindset. You have to have a service mindset, and all of these guys are essentially going to pour out all of their knowledge for how to make sure that we are bringing the best service to this industry. So that's who we have booked so far. There may be more, obviously, as we get closer and closer to this date, and I will keep this page updated as we get there. So let me go into the event schedule. Now, we don't have a venue booked yet. We definitely need to get that booked, but we're not going to get one booked until I see what kinds of ticket sales we have. So basically, depending on how many of you guys are serious enough to get an in-person ticket and show up, that'll let me know how big of a venue I need to get. But here's some things you can definitely count on right now for sure. It will be June 3rd and 4th. It's a Saturday and Sunday this year, 2023, and it will be at a location near the LAX airport in Los Angeles, okay? Reason for that is for those of you that have to fly in and you're gonna get like an Uber or a cab, I want it to be a very cheap and easy ride to wherever the location event is. And we are going to have everything in one place. So you'll have a hotel room in the hotel. We will have the event just literally downstairs in one of the conference rooms. There'll be, there'll be restaurants and food in the hotel. So literally you don't have to travel around town to get to wherever the event's going to be. It's all going to be very easy, very close to the airport. So transportation should be really cheap and very stress-free. So I will announce for those of you that buy a ticket where this actual location will be. But for right now, you can just count on the fact that it will be June 3rd and 4th, and it will be near LAX, okay? So here's our tentative schedule we have so far. This is gonna, of course, change as we get maybe more speakers or some things adjust, but right now, we're gonna start around 9 o'clock each day. We'll do some introductions, and then we're gonna do a lot of networking. I'm gonna provide for a lot of breaks in our schedule for you guys to be able to meet each other, for me to meet you, for you guys to interact with other library CEOs. Some of the events I've been to at these, music industry events, they give you like 15 minutes to, network. That's not even enough time to get to know one person. So I want to make sure that I'm expanding our timeline so that we really have a long time to be able to create some really cool, deep conversations and some great just chances to really network with each other. And I will provide prompts for you guys. So I won't just sort of say, all right, networking hour, you're on your own. I will make sure that everybody's partnered up. It'll be very friendly, very easy. And even if you're a little bit nervous or, uncomfortable meeting people, I will make sure that it's all just rolled out in a way where everybody feels that they're very comfortable in the room. So don't worry about that. I'm very good at those kind of things. And by the end of 11 a.m. on this first day, my prediction is going to feel like a family reunion. It's going to be that warm in the room. You're going to have talked to many people, and we're not going to feel like strangers for very long. It's going to be a really great time, okay? Mike's going to be one of our first guest speakers. He's going to tell us about some of the opportunities he's seen in Sync. We'll do some live feedback after our first lunch break. We'll do some more networking, take it a little break there. And at the end, this is a really important panel you do not want to miss. From 3 to 5 is we're going to have all of those library CEOs that I just talked about in the room, taking first questions from me. I'm going to have a set list of questions for them to answer. But most importantly, all of you guys that are joining in person, you get to ask them any questions you like. We're going to have at least, I would say, 45 minutes to an hour just for you guys, 100% for you guys to ask them any questions you want to and really pick their brains, really get to know them. And so you can take out all the mystery and the uncertainty you have about working with a music library, okay? So that's what's really powerful for you guys. Now, a really cool thing we're gonna do that night is we're gonna allow some of you guys, if you want to, a chance to join myself and all those library CEOs for a private dinner. So for those of you that wanna have even more kind of face-to-face time with them and get a little bit more intimate. We're going to provide this for some of you that want to take advantage of it. It's not for everybody. Not everybody's going to want to do that. But for those of you that feel that that would be a helpful part of creating a direct relationship and picking their brains on a more one-on-one basis, this is going to be available for you guys. And I'll talk to you how we're going to do that there, okay? And speaking of that, why don't we just get into the ticket options of how you can participate in this event and what are the different options and how you can actually benefit from each one, okay? So as I said before, you can attend this event virtually or in person. There's actually two ways to attend it. And if you come in person, there are 2 tickets you can essentially choose from. But let's start with a virtual ticket, okay? For those of you that can't make it, obviously I understand it can be expensive to travel, the plane ticket, the hotel room, the cost of travel, all that kind of stuff. I understand. I wanted to make sure that you can also get tons of value from this event and you can submit your music directly to these libraries and guarantee have them listen to your track. So you can do that with a virtual ticket, okay? So obviously you get to stream the entire event live from your home. It'll be a YouTube stream and there will be a live chat. So you can kind of interact with people. It'll be obviously more limited than being in person, but there is some opportunity to network if you'd like to. I will record the entire event. So if you miss a panel, you fall asleep, you miss the entire thing, you can get access to all the recorded videos, so don't worry about that. Now, here's what's really cool about a virtual ticket. You can optionally upgrade it for another $49, and you'll be able to submit your music to the library CEOs through this private submission portal I'm gonna create for you, okay? You can do this from your home, from international, from wherever you are, and it doesn't matter that you have a virtual ticket. All submissions, as long as you're paying for this option, will be guaranteed listened and reviewed by these music library CEOs. Again, they decide if they accept it, they decide if they want to work with you, but you can guarantee have your music listened to by anyone or maybe a few of different ones as long as you're not submitting the same music to obviously multiple library CEOs. So what you'll do if you want to get this one is you'll actually just click on this button, and when you get to the checkout page, there's a little button that says upgrade me to, essentially it's called Virtual Plus, where you can now submit your music to music library owners, okay? So that's an option for you if you cannot make it. I totally understand. But if you do have the means, or you're more local to Los Angeles and you can show up in person, you obviously get to attend the 2-day event with an in-person event ticket. You get to participate in our Q&A session with the library CEOs. If you're virtual, I will try to get to a couple of questions, but I cannot guarantee, because I'm guessing we're going to have hundreds of you watching virtually. I just cannot get to all those questions. But if you do pay for the in-person ticket and you're there, guarantee as many questions as you got, we're going to make sure we keep those library CEOs in that room until you get your questions answered, okay? You also get access to the recorded videos, so if you fall asleep on one of our panels, or you sleep in or something like that, you'll be able to watch everything as well. The really important thing for you guys that come is you get to network with fellow members, you get to network with me, and of course those library CEOs, so that's going to be a cool thing for you guys to do. We're going to put together a cool t-shirt, we're going to have a little swag bag, I'm going to try to get some cool sponsors for the event, so there might be some great gifts for you guys that show up in person, so that's an extra bonus. And of course, all in-person tickets will be able to get you that private submission link so you can submit your music to these library CEOs. And it's really important that if you show up and you listen to them, you might want to pick their brains on what kind of music they're listening or they're wanting, so that you can decide which library would probably be the best fit for you. So that also gives you that benefit for this event if you show up in person. And that one's going to be $199. Now, if you wait until March 1st to sign up, this will now be $299. I should have said that for the virtual one too. If you wait till March 1st, that will actually go up to $100 for a virtual ticket. So members only. Again, these tickets are only for members only, and only until March 1st. So take advantage of these very, very deeply discounted tickets. And then March 1st, all of these are going to go up, and then I'll finally have a sort of general public sale for these tickets, okay? Now, if you want to step up your experience at Sync Up, we do have a premium option, but there's only 30 spots available. I got to stress that, because one of the extra features you get is you're going to get some live feedback from me, as I mentioned before. I cannot have 100 members signing up for this and me pulling my hair out, because I cannot keep up with that much of a workload. So 30 is it, 30 max. So we might sell out all of these 30 spots by March 1st. I cannot guarantee that when I launch these sales publicly, we'll even have premium spots open. It's possible, but it's also possible that these kind of go very, very quickly. And if you wait until March 1st to join and to get this ticket, it will be $600, $599. Okay, so right now you're getting a $200 discount. So definitely take advantage of this if you feel this is going to be helpful for you. So of course you get everything else that the in-person ticket got you, but you get that live feedback from me, whether or not you want to do it through Zoom a few weeks before the event or during the event. You're also going to get priority seating. Now, this might not seem like a big deal for some of you, but when you go to a networking event, location, right? Being in the right place at the right time can sometimes open up doors for you that if you just weren't accessible to certain people, you wouldn't be able to have some amazing conversations. So being in the first couple of rows of this event, you'll be able to obviously get closer to any of the guest speakers, myself, and the library CEOs. So when we have that panel and we're going to break probably around 5 p.m., we'll have about an hour break until our dinner at 6. That's about an hour where they're going to be hanging out, talking, answering your questions still, meeting you guys. So if you're at the front of the room, you obviously just have a little bit more easy access to talk to them very quickly and just, pick their brain a little bit and introduce yourself. Again, please do not throw them a CD or a USB or hand them swag. You do not want to do that. If you want to submit music to them, you're going to do it through our private submission portal, because that's going to keep it very clean and easy for them. It's all going to show up in one place so they can quickly and easily review all the music. Trust me, you're going to want to do it that way and not just hand them a bunch of stuff that they'll lose and forget and, oh, I don't know what happened to that thing that guy gave me. We're going to do it in a much more professional way than that, okay? Now, here's what's really cool. If you want to go to that VIP dinner that I talked about, only premium members will be able to even have the option of upgrading their ticket to join us for that premium dinner with myself and the library CEOs. It will be an optional $199 upgrade, so it's going to be on top of your ticket charge right here, okay? But that's what's going to get you access to join us for that dinner. It'll be probably at the same hotel. I'm sure they're going to have a great, wherever we book this event, it's going to have a great restaurant. And it'll be in a private room, and it'll be myself and the library CEOs. That's it. So you get to join us. We're going to have some great appetizers for the whole table. You get to obviously order whatever dish you want to. And I'm going to include drinks with this one, all right? I'm not going to be a cheapskate and make you pay for your own drinks. You get to have some drinks as well. So it's going to be a cool, awesome way to kind of end that first day. You guys get to talk directly to these people. I get to hang out with you guys a little bit more, get to know you on a little more intimate level. And again, that's not for everybody. Not everybody maybe feels that that's something they want to invest in, but I know a few of you guys know that that could be a powerful way for you to start creating some direct relationships in this business, to have a memorable dinner with a library CEO. And these library CEOs are some of the bigger ones in the business. So that's available for you as well. And again, this one will go up on March 1st, okay? All of these tickets are fully refundable if this event gets canceled for any reason. I don't anticipate any reason why it would get canceled. I have not planned to, unless I get hit by a bus or something like that. That's literally all that could happen for me to cancel this event. But nothing, I'm not planning anything to get canceled. So you guys can obviously decide if you want to start buying your plane tickets to fly out to LA, whether or not you get like an insurance policy on those tickets. That's really up to you. You decide your own course, but I can tell you that if for any reason this gets canceled, I will refund everybody, of course. So you have nothing to risk by sort of joining early and signing up. So I'm essentially kind of hitting the ball into your side of the court with this, because I need to see how serious you guys are about showing up in person. Because if only 10 people sign up, I don't need to get a huge venue. We can obviously scale down this event to something a little bit more intimate. If we get a large number of you, then I need to think bigger, and I need to get a much larger venue for us to be able to be comfortable in a conference room, and obviously maybe a hotel that can accommodate. It might be 50, it might be 100, maybe more than 100 of you. So I really just don't know. So that's why I'm putting this out there now, because I need some time to basically go find around and get the best rate for a venue. And don't worry, when you get your ticket, I will put you guys all on a mailing list. So I will obviously email all of you when we have that venue confirmed, so you know exactly what you can be looking for in terms of getting your hotel room and flights for your tickets for your plane tickets, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, issues, anything like that, please do post it below wherever you're seeing this. I'll be happy to answer those questions. If there's something I didn't cover, there's some part of this event that you're unsure of, post it below. I can definitely make some follow-up videos, and maybe we'll do a live Q&A so I can try to answer all of your guys' questions. But again, the whole point of this event is to try to connect you with music library CEOs, and of course, inform you about current trends, what's happening in the industry, allow you guys to connect with each other, and more importantly, have fun, right? We should be having fun with this. This should be a really enjoyable event, and it could be something that could turn in sort of an annual thing where we can do it every single year, and maybe in different cities and around the US or even internationally. I know some of you guys are international and cannot make it all the way over here, so I totally understand that. That's why the virtual ticket is there, so that you guys can still be a part of this. So however you decide to participate in this, I want to just welcome you to it. I think it's going to be an amazing event, and I don't think there's anything like this at all. So I'm really trying to create a sort of once in a lifetime and a never before type of event to try to really create the most amount of networking and collaboration that I can possibly do. So that's what we got for Sync Up, guys. I will definitely have some more updates as we get closer to the event, so stay tuned for that. And other than that, if you're in our community and you see a link below this video to sign up, I highly encourage you to get your ticket now and save a lot of money.